today's world of social media, creating great content is everything, and if videos are your thing, you have plenty of tools at your disposal. Whether it is a cell phone, action camera, point and shoot, camcorder, or a traditional DSLR/mirrorless camera, all of these options can easily become overwhelming and confusing if you don't know the differences between them. Today, I would like to do a comparison between the Sony a6000 and the Canon Vixia HF R-700. Keep in mind that the Sony a6000 is retailing for about $400 used, $649.99 on the Sony website, compared to the Canon Vixia HF R-700, which is retailing online for about $120 used and $299.99 on the Canon website. These are not equivalent in terms of price. Keep that in mind through this video. Another caveat of this video is that I am testing these strictly for vlogging. If you're taking still photos, this is the camera that you want. With those two caveats in mind, let's get started. I always like to start my vlogs off with a time lapse, so I have these both shooting time lapses in the same direction. This is where the ability to take still photos gives the Sony a6000 an advantage as compared to this Canon Vixia, which is shooting a video time-lapse that I will speed up in editing. Another point I would like to make is that everything on this Sony a6000 is controllable. I have my shutter speed, my aperture, my ISO, how many photos I wanted to take, how long that's going to take. The Canon Vixia does not have that luxury, and it really just feels like shooting kind of with a cell phone. Most things are automatic. You do have some manual settings on it, but they don't give you near the sense of control that the Sony a6000 gives you. At this point, it feels like this Canon Vixia is a cell phone with a very long zoom, which could be a good thing. So we're gonna let them sit, do their thing, shooting down there for about a half hour, and this is what it looks like. Concerned about the Sony's battery. Looks like it is at 52% after 1 hour, meaning it theoretically could do about 1 more hour. The Canon Vixia says it has about 84 minutes left of battery life. It's a little bit better on battery. As you can see, the Canon Vixia has such a long zoom, and to get that same zoom digitally through the Sony a6000 would look like this. Maybe not worth sacrificing the video quality to get that zoom. So having that zoom lens on the Canon Vixia HF R-700 it's a game changer. So we have them back inside. We're going to charge them for a little while, let them warm up, and then we'll continue on. Alright guys, so I have a track workout today, which I figure would be the perfect way to test both of these cameras and their slow motion capabilities. They only shoot a max of 60 frames per second, so it will only be slowed down to half speed. I just want to see how smooth it looks at half speed. The Vixia does have a swivel screen that you can point at yourself, which is really awesome. The Sony does not have that. The problem is that, if you can see, it's hard to get all of myself in the frame. So I have this set up here. just a gorilla pod like I would have with my mirrorless camera, so I can hold it out further and I will be completely in the frame. So from here on out, the walk to the track will be on my Canon Vixia HF R-700. This does have optical stabilization, and as a vlogger you will be doing this walk and talk shot thousands of times. This, for me, I feel like is one of the most common, because if you're vlogging, you're on the go a lot of the times, and this is really a lot of the times the only way to continue your vlog. So this does have optical stabilization. We're going to compare it to the Sony a6000. One thing to note is that my arm right now is fully extended to get this shot. It is pretty close. If I hold my hand naturally, the shot looks kind of like this, which is not as wide as the Sony a6000. I'll be using the camcorder on the way to the track, the Sony a6000 on the way back, and we will compare the clips. Alright, we are all warmed up and ready to shoot. I have my cameras down here. We are going to do the first shot, just coming around the track here, a more wider shot, and the next shot will be me coming in to the finish, and that will be a more zoomed in shot, which I feel would be able to show the strength of the camcorder. Without further ado, roll the footage. I'm now shooting with the Sony a6000. Obviously I'm not going to be able to judge the optical stabilization or the audio until I get to the editing portion of this vlog. So I'll let you guys decide. I'll let you be the judge on how the audio sounds, the camcorder versus the mirrorless camera, and also how both of them do as far as camera shake goes while doing this walk and talk shot.